section with a book summary of a famous best-selling book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. The reason this is such a famous book is because it applies to all cultures around the world and all time periods. This book was written 25 years ago, and the topics are just as relevant today as they were then, because the 7 habits are principles, and principles are like gravity. They are universal and never changing. The first habit, be proactive. Too many people are reactive. They look for the world to solve their problems. They make if-only statements. If only I had a better job. If only I got paid more. If only my wife understood me better. If only the house was paid off. If only I finished my degree. Reactive people complain and blame. When the weather is good, they feel good. When people treat them bad, they feel bad. Proactive people believe that we are responsible for our own lives and how we feel. We are the product of our decisions, not our conditions. Rather than try to blame the outside world, they focus on what they can control. They make I can statements. I can change the way I feel about that. I can be more resourceful. I can do more. I can give more. I can be part of the solution. The main idea with this habit is that the problem is not out there somewhere. It's that the problem is within us, and it's up to us to find the solution. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. This habit is about values and goals. The best way to think about this habit is to imagine you are a fly on the wall at your funeral. What would you want to overhear people saying about you, about how you lived your life, about what kind of person you were, and what you spent your time doing? Habit 3. Put first things first. This means you take the list that you come up with in Habit 2, all the things you want to overhear at your funeral, and you put these things first. It's about having the integrity to walk the walk and talk the talk. To be a good person even when no one is watching, even when you get nothing in return. It also means having the self-discipline to avoid distractions and short-term gratification, and you focus on what you said was important and what you said you wanted to accomplish. When we practice the first 3 habits, we have a private victory because we move from dependence to independence. In today's world, success is often defined by becoming an independent person, such as do your own thing or to be a self-made man. But the author tells us that the real goal should be interdependence, because we live in an interdependent world. There's nothing we can achieve that has any value if we don't have others to share with. To achieve true interdependence, we must practice habits 4, 5, and 6. Habit 4. Think win-win. This means we go into personal or business relationships and we put the other person's interests ahead of ours. We think about how we can give more in value to them, to help them, to benefit them, with the faith that when we do this, they will also look to help and benefit us in the same way. In your relationships, when you go in with the mindset of, what can I do to make your life better or easier, with the faith that your partner will also do the same for you. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Too often when someone is speaking, we are preparing our response, so we're not truly listening to them. This habit says to first understand the person you are talking to, and then, and only then, do you try to be understood. To do this effectively, you really need to put yourself in the other person's shoes and listen empathetically for both feeling and meaning. If you're not sure about what is being said, you ask for clarification. Effective listening is one of the most important principles for interpersonal relations. Habit 6. Synergize. Synergy is the idea that when we work together through cooperation, we can all achieve more. It's the idea that 1 + 1 is more than 2. The total is more than the sum of the parts. Think about all of the different instruments in an orchestra. They all have their own sounds, but together they can make a much more beautiful and powerful sound. At work, synergizing can be brainstorming with coworkers, having a session where everyone shares their ideas. Through mutual trust, we can find an even better understanding that wouldn't have been obtained through one person's own solution. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. Take time to renew your heart, mind, and body. This means every day we find a bit of time to look after our physical body through exercise and nutrition. We have an active social life with family and friends. We find time to read a little bit every day, and we travel at least once a year to experience new and different cultures. Finally, spirituality. We find a bit of time every day to escape the noise of the world, either through meditation or music that you love. I really hope you check out this book. There's so much useful information in this book that you can't just read it one time and put it away forever. You should think of this book like an old friend that you can visit and spend time with throughout your life. You can refer back to this book as you have different problems and challenges throughout your life. And if you would like to hear more book summaries on some of the best self-development books ever written, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks.